When you feel good, you perform better.
Flick Bartlett is a celebrity stylist who has styled the likes of Amber Davies, Binky Felstead and Vanessa White. But today, she is in your ears being your personal stylist, teaching you how to declutter your wardrobe, elevate your personal style when you're going through that transition in your mid-20s. But most importantly, the best styling tips on a budget.
How do you want to be perceived? First impressions do count. People are really emotionally connected to their clothes, but sometimes I'm like, no, it really is time to say goodbye to these things. If you're like going out into the world feeling amazing because you love a certain colour, I'd hate to be the one to be like, sorry, hun, that's not on your colour wheel. Jacob Elordi, his style, brooches. I'm obsessed. Yes. Similar body types, similar hair colouring, similar skin colouring, whatever it might be, copy them.
Do you have any recommendations
Yes.
for your perfect classic white tee?
They do the best white tee. Pieces to move on from would be...
But before we get into the conversation, please make sure that you're subscribed or you have left a 5-star review. Please, it really, really helps us keep bringing you guests to help you live a happier, healthier life. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Flick Bartlett and you're listening to Her Discussions podcast.
Flick, our community have sent in so many questions about finding their personal style, decluttering their wardrobe and, dressing for success.
Yeah.
But first, I would love to hear a little bit about your story. You are a personal stylist to a lot of big profile people. How on earth did you end up in this world and what drives you?
Okay, so how did I get into this world? So I was working in fashion beforehand, in a gorgeous boutique. I was doing their buying, merchandising, styling in store. Absolutely loved it. Actually still like doing a bit of music on the side as well. So kind of hustling my way throughout my 20s. And lockdown happened. And at the time I was running as well as doing bits in the boutique, I was also running their social media. And basically to keep the business alive, I started styling on their Instagram with all of the clothes they had in store. And I'd reach out to influencers, or people on Instagram who had, good followings. So some were like more like micro influencers, some were bigger. And I was like, Kate, can we send you some clothes? Can I style some looks for you? And then they would wear those clothes. And I also started this thing where I would interview them and we'd chat about the outfits and we'd chat about the fashion. Anyway, kind of got obsessed with this whole styling side of it. And as lockdown was coming to an end, I spoke to Katie, who is the gorgeous owner of the boutique. And I was like, look, I really think we should start pushing this styling thing. I'm really into it. I think it's really great. I think women actually really want direction. And we'd sort of offered it a little bit in store anyway, but I just really wanted to grow on it. And as I was kind of building our Instagram and building our following through these influencers, it just made sense to kind of make it more of a substantial thing. So I found a course at London College of Fashion and I was like, I'd love to do this. Anyway, ended up going and doing it, falling even more in love with styling. And it was basically from then that I started kind of getting my own clients. So at the same time as having my job, I was also building a bit of a styling business on the side. And then got introduced to gorgeous Binky Felstead, who is my first sort of celebrity client.
Oh, wow.
Who's an angel. I still work with her now and she's the best. And basically from there, it's just kind of grown. And it's been one of those things where it's like recommendations, word of mouth, social media is amazing. I then started assisting the most incredible stylist called Georgie Gray, who's just incredible. And she taught me so much and really kind of opened the door for me, really. And it's just sort of snowballed from there.
The issues that you are faced with when it comes to the likes of Binky or other big names that you've styled, the issues that they face when it comes to their styling are very similar to our girlies who are out there grinding away, working their 9 to 5. They don't really have the time to put together like a powerful outfit that reflects them, or they're looking at their wardrobe and they're thinking, God, I haven't worn that for like 7 years, but I don't have the heart to throw it out. A little bit of backstory. Flick helped me with my outfit helped me. The entire outfit was her for my TED Talk, because I was like, right, I'm doing this TED Talk. It's going to be probably one of the most stressful things I've ever done. I do not want to wake up and be going, what do I wear? What do I wear? Flick said something that was really interesting. Well, I was saying I wanted something that was powerful, that exuded, and often when I don't know what to wear, as you can probably tell by what I'm wearing right now, I opt for like a jumper or something cozy, because I just I can't think I'm just going to go cozy something and trousers. That's it. And I didn't want that. And Flick was like, yeah, you can't do a TED Talk in knitwear. And I was like, too fucking right. I can't do a TED Talk in knitwear. No. It was such a great experience. And I did feel so powerful. So what I wanted to do was bring Flick into all of your ears to share like the top tips. So girly pops are listening.
Yeah.
They are just entering their post prefrontal cortex development era. They're post 25. They're thinking about throwing away their crop tops. They want to have a more mature style. What are your top tips for those girly pops?
Okay, so yeah, such a transitionary age. We spoke about it when I came over to your house, didn't I? Because I like looking in your wardrobe before I start styling a client. We really are. We're leaving the uni days behind us, aren't we?
Yeah.
We said that there's room for some of those pieces still, like when you go on holiday or, you're going out or dressing up, whatever it might be. But yeah, I do think it's a very like transitional stage of your life. And it's when we want to start being taken a little bit more seriously, potentially. We're moving into our careers. We're figuring out what we want to do, who we want to be. And so I think it's really where we start thinking about how do we want to show up for ourselves? How do we want to present ourselves in potentially a professional world, a creative world, whatever world you're in, a personal world as well, dating. Do you know what I mean? Like a lot of people don't know what to wear on dates. And you need to think, how do you want to show up for yourself? How do you want to be perceived? Because so much of it, first impressions do count. Obviously, it's about what's inside. We all know that. But I do think, even in a fun way, it's showing, it's being able to show off your personality. It's exciting. So it really is important. And I think, how can you be practical and make it work for your everyday life, but also make sure you're injecting that personality? So I think it's very much about, practicality, but showing your personality and having fun with it, really. And just kind of figuring out how you want to put yourself across to other people. And maybe we can talk about how to do that.
I think, do you know what, as girlies, like we tend to be people pleasery, and I think that can often translate into what we wear, where we almost want to wear things that palatable for more people. But I think when you start to become more comfortable with yourself and you're like, actually, I'm going to wear what I want to wear that reflects me as a person. If people hate it, they hate it. If they like it, they like it. But what's important is I'm putting my most authentic self forward.
Yes.
And I feel like that's like the most, I don't know.
100%. And also, if you're not feeling like yourself, you're not going to be real. You're not going to be able to nail, for example, your TED Talk. You need to go, okay, yeah, I wanted to elevate it for you. And I wanted you to feel like a boss bitch and be there feeling like I can nail this TED Talk. But also you don't want to go in there being like, I don't feel at all like myself. So for example, in that situation, we know we wanted you to feel like this queen, going in there, smashing it, feeling like super professional, putting across this really kind of epic vibe to your audience, but you still wanted to feel like Faye. And when we were doing your mood board, you really wanted to introduce those gorgeous lighter colours, didn't you? So a colourful palette, even though we wanted to keep it professional. Yeah. So for me, I was like, okay, we did these really cool balloon tailored trousers, which were sort of a bit of a neutral brown, but I wanted that pop of colour that was going to make you feel like Faye. So instead of going for a white shirt, I went for a pink shirt. Instead of brown heels to go with, which you'd maybe think would be the more obvious choice, I went for a burgundy heel. Because I was like, how can I make sure you're feeling like yourself while also making sure it's appropriate for the scenario, which is the TED Talk?
For so long, I think I've seen my version of professionalism has just been that like white shirt, plain trouser, boring, like toned down, more palatable for everyone else. And like putting on the pink shirt, I was thinking, God, like I just hadn't even conceived that I could wear, like I looked like a serious girl. I looked like I was there and I meant business, but I was in bright pink. Like, it was such a broadening of my horizons. Girl listening right now, she doesn't have Flick. What does she do to try and bring her personality into like her everyday style?
Okay, so I'm all for mood boards. I've actually been talking about mood boards since before I even started styling. Like when I was trying to become a bit of a fashion girly on Instagram in lockdown, I would do like loads of stories and talking stories and stuff all about mood boards. Because for me, it's just the most incredible way of visualizing where you want to go with your style. And so what I would say is get on Pinterest. Like Pinterest can be your best friend. Also wherever you consume media. So Instagram, TikTok, television, magazines, however it is you find inspiration, get it on a board. So download Canva. Yeah. It's my favorite thing in the entire world. Get on Canva, download it. get it on there, start seeing what are you drawn to. You're going to start seeing a pattern on that board. And also, as well as that, so finding out what you're drawn to, maybe start looking at other celebrities or, influencers, whoever it is you follow. If any of them look like you, I think that's a really good thing as well. Like, get it on your board, because similar body types, similar hair colouring, similar skin colouring, whatever it might be, chances are they've got stylists, they've got glam teams. Copy them. Like, start being like, okay, hang on, so they do that with this outfit, or they wear that silhouette, or they wear those colours. And chances are, if they look similar to you and you like their vibe anyway, it's probably going to suit you as well. So I would say, if you don't have, the means to have a stylist, or, that's what I would start doing, is almost use their stylist.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Be like, that's kind of what I would suggest. And so, yeah, get it on a board, get Canva, visualize it, choose some celebrities who you love their vibe and who maybe look a little bit like you, and start copying and see how it feels.
Yeah, nice. A service that Flick offers is like a wardrobe edit. So after we do our buy or buy, we're going to come on to how the girlies can approach a wardrobe edit without you going through their wardrobe.
Amazing.
How can they declutter?
Okay,
but
cool.
First, buy or buy. So I'm going to show you something, and you're going to tell me whether you'd buy it or say bye to it. You can give as much or as little detail as you want. You work away.
Okay.
We're starting with capsule wardrobes.
We'll say buy, just because I understand it's necessary for a lot of people, and actually it can be, time efficient, and we'll say buy for now.
Okay.
Shall I expand?
Yeah, expand. Work away.
So capsule wardrobes are great. I think they are fab, and I do think we work towards them with my clients. But I like having a bit of fun, and I don't want anyone to feel like they're constricted to this capsule wardrobe, or they need to have this certain amount of tops and trousers and stick in the same colour palette. And don't get me wrong, it's definitely helpful. And I do think if you have an aesthetic and a strong one, that you feel, strongly about, then 100% stick to it, and we can work towards that. But I'm also very much one for buy that fun piece as well that you might want to wear on a night out, or, invest in that cool archival design a bit, that you're going to have forever. So I think, as much as I love a capsule wardrobe for maybe, your work wardrobe or something, I think for your actual life wardrobe, we can have a bit more fun with it.
Yeah, we've got to remember to not take the fun.
Too
take
seriously.
the fun out of everything.
Yeah.
Ballet flats.
Buy. I love ballet flats. I'm here for them. I think they're fun. They're cute, cutesy girly. Yeah, I'm into it.
Nice. Wide leg trousers.
Oh, buy. I'm such a wide leg trouser girl. I'm here for like a wide leg jean, baggy jean. I was quite happy when skinny jeans were out of the picture, but I do feel like kind of on their way back in a little bit, aren't they?
Yeah.
Especially going into a boot. So but I'm here for it. Buy. Love a wide leg. Very chic.
Stripes.
Stripes, buy. I'm loving everything. Nice. I love stripes. Stripes are cool. Like that nautical vibe. Yeah, I'm into it.
Nice. Classic white tee.
Buy.
The eye roll there. We're going to need a little zoom in on that. I don't know what just happened then. That was
oh my God, my facial expressions, I swear, crazy.
Do you have any recommendations for your perfect classic white tee?
Cause.
Oh
my God, they do the best white tee, just their basic white t-shirt. I remember getting my mum onto them and she was like, oh my God. I was like, I told you, they're so good. Yeah, I think a classic white tee is like the biggest staple, and get a few. Have like 5 in your wardrobe, because you want it to be fresh and white and wash them well.
Because I was always like, why would I have a classic white tee? It's just boring. Why would I waste money on that? Or especially the multiple ones, because I think, why do I want multiple classic white tees? Like, they do the same thing. Why do I want more of them? And then you realise when you have the classic white tee, you can go a little bit wild with a funky sweater vest.
Yeah.
Or, funky trousers.
It's great for layering.
Yeah.
It's so good for layering. Also looks so chic with just like a nice pair of denim jeans, like a cool belt and a blazer. Like, I'm all here for a classic white tee.
Yeah. And just so good for when you're like, I have zero energy. Actually, that's my next question. Okay. So you wake up one morning, you're like, right, Flick is depleted. It's the morning after the Brits. You've had a big day. You're like, I'm a stylist and I can't afford to look like crap. I can't afford to really go out and look awful.
Yeah.
What is your go-to outfit for when you're like, I have nothing to give? Like, nothing.
Okay, this is literally my go-to.
Yeah.
It's normally my most daily outfit as well. Is a really good pair of jeans, anyone who knows me knows the frame bubble jeans are my go-to. They're my like Bible. I have 4 pairs. They are an investment. Didn't buy them all at once.
Yeah.
But I got my first pair a few years ago, and kind of each year have sort of added one to my collection. So like a white pair, 2 like a black pair, and 2 different blue washes. They're just like a really lovely barrel leg, and I like them really loose and baggy. So I throw those on. A white classic tee, absolutely, or a black classic tee, whichever one, but just a nice boxy tee. Tuck it in, sometimes a belt if I'm feeling fancy, if not, nothing. A bomber jacket. I'm a bomber girl.
Nice.
Big bomber jacket. I've got a few, so whichever one I fancy on the day. And probably a pair of trainers.
Good.
Yeah.
Simple.
And probably hair up in a slick back bun.
Stone.
Sorted.
Crocs.
I mean, I feel like really cool people can really pull them off. Do you know what I mean? Like one of my best friends.
Yeah.
She'll love it if I give her a mention. She rocks Crocs. I can't lie. Her and her husband, like they all have Crocs and they look cool. But personally, for me, it's a bye-bye.
Yeah,
so
I'm
not a Croc gal.
Huge Croc girl.
Oh, you are? I think I remember you telling me this.
Oh my God. I'm like, so I just think I'm such a lazy person that I cannot be bothered to crouch down in tie-up laces. Or like, so this is why the ballet flats I fucking love, because I just
Oh my God, I'm glad I said I like them. You've got them right there.
Oh, no, but like it's also so fair. But the Crocs, they're just not like platform. What's that called where they're just like that?
They're like, what is that called? I've just
they're like kind of chunky.
Yeah.
But not like
a wedge.
heeled. Kind of. That makes it sound so awful.
A Croc wedge.
But I've got gibbets in them as well.
Oh, the little things which you decorate them with?
You look horrified.
No, I kind of like those. I was going to say, like, do you decorate them with jewels?
Yeah. So they've got
what are they? What are they called? Giblets.
Giblets? Yeah. One's like a little pink milk carton. Like they're kind of cute.
I'm obsessed with that.
Yeah. But they I think they're kind of funky when I like wear them on a Sunday morning. I'm evidently a little bit like maybe worse for wear.
Yeah.
And I've got like baggy trackies, but then I've got my long like beige coat, but then my Crocs.
And the new Crocs.
In my head, I'm like, oh, it looks like she just didn't really care.
She's rolled out of bed and threw them on.
Yeah.
We love that. She's
Okay.
an effortless queen.
Yeah. Okay. So Crocs are
Crocs. Oh, I feel bad now, but yeah, for me personally, bye-bye. But I get that they're cool for other people.
Me and my boyfriend, he worked on the campus where I was at uni.
Yeah.
So. And he would come in and like eat his lunch at the uni campus or whatever. And it was during when I was studying for my finals, and Crocs were I did not take my Crocs off for when I was studying, because I could just chuck them off and I'd sit on my chair like this, so I didn't have to undo my trainers or whatever. I kind of like fancied him. We were kind of like seeing each other or whatever. And then I was like, I need to stop wearing my Crocs to the library, because like, what if he doesn't like Crocs? And he's like, she wears Crocs.
Yeah, Crocs.
So I didn't wear
Could
my
be
Crocs.
a man repellent.
Could be. So I didn't wear my Crocs for like, I don't know, like 3 weeks maybe, because I was like, oh, I'm so scared that he's going to see me in my Crocs. I'm so sad. And didn't see him once.
Stop.
And then I was like, fuck this. I love my Crocs.
Get those fucking Crocs back on.
They're back on. And then the day I put my Crocs back on, I bump into him and I'm like,
typical.
Oh.
Always happens.
But then he's the one who bought me these white ones that have got a wedge in. So he likes the Crocs.
I'm obsessed. I'm here for that. We love Crocs.
Yeah. Okay.
We now love Crocs.
Nice.
Yeah.
If they're decorated properly with fun giblets. Yeah. Statement earrings.
Oh yeah, bye. I love a statement earring. I mean, it's funny because I think at the moment, people have been going a little bit more pared back. So it depends on the moment. Sometimes we don't want to go too OTT, but I think when the moment's right, a statement earring's everything.
I think we need like a little, maybe just show your earrings that you've got on.
Yeah.
They're gorge. Where are they from? Do you remember?
These are, guys, River Island.
No way.
I kid you not. Don't they look like vintage?
Yeah.
She says. I think they look so cool.
They look really,
I know,
really, really
I actually
cool.
got them for a client the other day and we didn't end up using them for her look. And I was like, well, I'm just going to keep them.
Yeah. I got to ask, how big is your wardrobe at home, or how much space do you need?
So you'd be surprised. I actually don't have a massive wardrobe because I'm so good at clearing out. I'm really good at that. I do a lot of wardrobe edits to myself, although I haven't done one in ages. I need to. But on the whole, I'm very good at that. And I moved a year ago, so I did do a bit of a cull at that point. But I have to say, since becoming a stylist, especially in the last year where things have sort of ramped up, it's tricky because you call things in for shoots, like, you buy bits or for your clients. And obviously you're meant to take them back, what isn't used. And a lot of the time I'm like, well, I quite like this and it's already been bought. So I just keep this in the wardrobe. And I'm like, Flick, that is not the point. So yeah, it's becoming a bit of an expensive habit that I need to stop. But
I can't imagine my pile of returns that needs to be done.
Yeah.
I don't even want to think about your pile of returns.
It's a lot. Yeah. A lot of returns. Yeah.
Low-rise jeans.
So low-rise jeans, again, I'm into it. I love a low-rise jean. My barrel legs are pretty low-rise. But again, I think for different figures. So I quite like if you don't have I don't know how to say this, but if you have less of a bottom, which I'm very jealous, I want more of a bottom. I do think low rise looks kind of cooler. Whereas I think if you've got a little waist and a nice bum, high waist trousers look great. So it just depends on the body type. But for me personally, I'm a low rise girly.
We've got some community questions.
Oh yeah, cool.
That have been sent in to ask for you.
I would love to understand how I can dress for my body type and how to actually establish what my body type is. Thank you.
It's quite a difficult question to answer because I think it immediately makes me think of, all the magazines that maybe you'd see 10 years ago, and it's oh my God, this celebrity's not dressing for their body type. They look awful.
Yeah, I would probably say stop for a minute and think about what part of your body do you feel confident with? And maybe there are other parts you might not feel so confident with. We all have it. My arms. Don't know why. Never really liked them. Legs, very happy to get them out. So maybe start thinking about that. Where do you feel you're most comfortable? Or look back at old photos of yourself as well. Maybe start analysing, be oh, I really liked myself there. I really didn't like myself so much there. And start thinking, hey, why? And there's going to, obviously be a pattern in that. And then I would start accentuating the parts you do like and potentially just having a bit more coverage on the places you don't like. So as I said, today, I'm quite happy in a short skirt with tights and boots because I'm confident with my legs. Maybe my top half, I want to go a little bit more baggy. If it's the other way around, do that. If you've got a lovely little waist that you want to show off, wear something cinched that accentuates your waist, and maybe more of a baggy jean. So I think, it's kind of thinking about less of what body type are you, but more where do you feel the best and how can we make sure you're showing off your most confident part of yourself?
In an ideal world, we'd all feel super, super, super confident with every single part of our body, and we wouldn't feel this pressure to look a certain way or whatever. But even when you came around to try on my TED outfit, I was Flick, I feel a little bit short and round and close to the ground. And you know what? In an ideal world, I wouldn't feel self-conscious about maybe my height or being a little bit more curvy person. But then Flick was right, the key for you is to feel comfortable.
Yes.
That. The bottom line above anything else is you feeling yourself. So she was let's get the trousers taken in so you feel you've got that waist cinched in, because the trousers, they went quite far out, and it did just make me feel, and then when I put them on after they've been tailored, I was I do feel more comfortable.
Yeah.
I do.
Absolutely. Yeah, 100%. And, when you feel good, you perform better, and you want to go out into the world feeling the best version of yourself. So it's just about learning your best parts and working out how to show those off. And as I said, conceal the other bits you don't like so much, which half the time, by the way, no one else notices. It's all in our own head. But our head's a very powerful thing. So, if we can dress to a way that we can look in the mirror and be okay, I look good today, then let's do it.
And I think you hit the nail on the head as well with focusing on the good bits.
Yeah.
Focus on the bits you love.
Yeah. Absolutely focus on those bits because there are so many of them. Do you know what I mean? And then also, once you've figured that out, then you just copy it every time. You know that that's the silhouette that suits you, and then you can stick to that. I think there's that's not boring. That's once you've got a little formula, keep it going.
Yeah. We think spotlight effect. We think that everyone's staring at us, and they take note of every single outfit that we have ever worn ever.
Yeah.
But if you've got a formula that works, no one is going to be
100%.
She's worn that silhouette in a different colour.
Yeah. And actually, to be honest with you, I think you will end up. It's quite fun, having a bit of as we spoke earlier, an aesthetic. And actually, it's there are very few people in the world who can literally every single day put on the most cool, like slay, insane outfit that's different every day. And don't worry, I do know some girls who can, and I'm like, girl, you go. I'm not one of those girls. Like, I need to know my little formulas, and I will stick to those. Like, as I said earlier, the frame bubble jeans, got them in 4 colours because I know I look good in them. I know I feel good in them. So I'm always going to kind of create outfits around those jeans. Similarly with my bombers, I love bombers. I feel good in them. I think they suit me. So I'm always going to wear bombers. And so there are certain, formulas that I stick by, which just means every day I'm not freaking out in the morning thinking, what am I going to wear? And I also know that I'm going to look good in them. So yeah, I don't think there's anything wrong with, not being in a completely different outfit every single day.
Given that so many of our audience are ambitious, busy women,
Yeah,
I think it's really, really powerful for you to admit that even as a stylist, I am not pulling out a different idea out my arse every day.
God, no.
I have my formulas, and that helps me save time in the morning. It helps me keep my energy for like other stuff. Are there any other ways that you, I don't know, speed up the process of putting together an outfit?
Yeah, 100%. So definitely what you said, for example, as a stylist, you're doing so many different things every day. So I remember when I first started like being freelance and going on set and for shoots and stuff, I was like, I need to figure this out. Like, I need to figure out what my shoot day look is. Like, because I remember the first few shoots I did, I was like, I'm so uncomfortable. I'm hot. I wasn't wearing layers, so I suddenly couldn't take something off. And I'm like there, like dressing the models, and I'm sweating, and it's all getting a bit stressful. And I was like, hey, no, this needs to change. Like, I need to know what I'm wearing on those days to make sure I'm going to perform my absolute best without also waking up at, cool times can be like 7 a.m. in the morning, 6 a.m. So you're like, don't want to be thinking about it the morning of. So I'd say, yeah, for anyone who has got a big work week, or any week really, it's planning ahead. So if it's that Sunday night, if you've even got like half an hour, set aside the looks you're going to wear that week. Or even if you don't have time on a Sunday, the night before your day of work, do that. I think just plan ahead. Think about what's practical at work, what's going to make you feel good. And I think preparation is key, and making sure you're comfortable. And layers. I said different layers. So you don't get hot, you don't get cold. So yeah, that's what I would suggest.
Nice. So you've got your COS tee.
Yeah.
Any other key layers and brands that you go for those like basic staples?
Yeah. So I'd say, yeah, your tee, get a really good t-shirt. Maybe in a few colours if you want, or white. I love white tees and black tees. I would do denim. For me, really good denim. Like, I'm such a denim girly. Like, I was mad for it when I was at the boutique. Like, we did a lot of training as well with like a Goldie frame, J brand. Really learned. Like, I remember going on some like denim kind of trips, I guess. And like J brand at the time were saying how, they put the pockets in a specific place on your bum to make your bum look good. They've really thought about it. Like, they really know how to dress a woman, how to flatter a woman's body rather. So for me, if you can, even if you're saving up, whatever it is, or Christmas, birthday, like I know they are an investment, they are expensive, a good pair of jeans, and go into Selfridges, go in, or anywhere, go into a boutique, wherever it might be, take a friend with you, take your mum, take your sister, try on loads, find a shape, a silhouette that really works for you, because there are so many out there, because I think people really struggle with jeans. But I think you've just got to try a million on, and you will find one you love. And then, like me, stick to the same brand and style, and you're sorted. So yeah, a really, really good pair of jeans would be for me as well. So t-shirt, jeans. I would say a really lovely belt. If you're like a silver girly or a gold girly, like, the hardware can be either one. I'm a bit of both. So I have one really nice silver hardware belt. I have one really nice gold belt. I think that's just really lovely to have in your wardrobe, to be able to pull out, elevates any outfit. I'd probably say a really nice blazer. Great blazer. And also, these things don't have to be crazy expensive. Okay, yeah, I'm saying like invest in them. So if you can, go for it. But if not, get a high street blazer and whack a little shoulder pad in. You can do things that can elevate it. Get, gorgeous Sophie, who I brought to yours, the lovely tailor that I work with, source a tailor, an amazing tailor who you can work with, who you can say, okay, I've gone and done a big high street shop, but can you come over to mine and can we just really elevate these looks, put a shoulder pad in, which by the way, you can get on Amazon for like £5, less than, do you know what I mean?
Wow.
And they can sew it in, cinch in the blazer so it looks more, so it gives you more shape. They don't have to be crazy expensive. You can elevate them in other ways. But yeah, so I'd say a blazer for sure. For me personally, like a nice bomber jacket, a trench would be great. And then shoe-wise, like maybe a lovely loafer, ballet pump, a heel boot, and maybe a slingback. And that would be my little Probably, I don't know. And maybe a tailored trouser as well.
Nice.
And then you can sort of, you're always going to feel pretty pulled together with all of that.
Yeah, good. Just really simple, sweet tweaks.
Yeah, and a nice knit that you can throw over your shoulders or something.
Good.
Yeah.
Love. Okay, coming on to the big one.
Yeah.
Decluttering your wardrobe, doing your own personal wardrobe edit.
Yeah.
What is your first step? You're doing wardrobe edit for a client or for yourself.
Nice.
What is the first thing that you do? Talk us through the whole process.
Absolutely. Okay, so get Canva up, get your mood board going. I want this mood board to be full of exciting images of women, men, whoever it is that you like following, their style, colours, textures, clothes, anything that inspires you, get on this mood board. Any like aspirational style, get on there and start writing out. Get on ChatGPT if you want. Like pop in the picture, pop it in your board onto ChatGPT. It will come up with all of like the keywords, key pieces that are in this mood board. And from that, you're going to basically cross-reference with your wardrobe. So start going through your wardrobe. Well, first of all, if you need to get rid of anything, your stuff that doesn't fit, that is really, really old, whatever, let's get rid. Once you've then got a bit more of your once you've kind of, got rid of the waste and strays of things that you definitely know you don't want, then it's about cross-referencing what's on that mood board to what's in your wardrobe. So if you're suddenly like, oh, hang on, Kay, I'm seeing loads of really cool light denim jeans on my mood board, but I don't have one pair of light denim jeans, write that on the shopping list.
Yeah.
If you're saying that, oh, hang on a second, all of these cool girls that I'm following are wearing really cool glasses. I don't have any of those in my wardrobe, add those to the list. Or you might be like, oh my God, hang on, like I love this red knit.
Yeah.
I've actually got a red knit in here. Amazing. That's an outfit that I can start working towards. Do you know what I mean? So it's basically figuring out, it's identifying what's missing in your wardrobe.
Yeah.
And once you've got that, obviously then that can be your little shopping list. But if you have got pieces that that make up these cool outfits that you already love, start trying them on. Start trying on these, copy the people that you love. And I'd say then start taking photos. So make sure you're taking photos of any outfits that you love, create a little album on your phone is something that I love doing. And yeah, that's how we kind of start building this new wardrobe.
How often do you do that? And how much time do you set aside to do your declutter reset?
Yeah. So I have a constant Pinterest board, and also on Instagram, I save images as well. So literally all day, every day, I'm adding to my Pinterest, adding to my Instagram save. So you can do that because think how much you're like consuming all the time. It takes 2 seconds to quickly just like download image or like save image on Instagram. You can do that little like
folders.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I think that you can be doing just constantly. And then to be honest, it's one of my just real self-indulgent, like self-love things is a wardrobe edit. Like if I have a night in or if a plan gets cancelled or if on a Sunday I just happen to not have plans, which obviously is just so rare these days because we're all so busy, aren't we? I'm like, that for me is just like heaven. I'm like, get that wardrobe open, get those clothes on the bed. I'm like, I hate you, love you, and I'm just like, that is just fab to me. So I think anytime you have, it also doesn't have to be a full wardrobe edit. Like, even if you've got a couple of hours, like, just quickly whip up that Pinterest board, put it on the bed and just, get a bit inspired and look through and think and try on as well. Like also if you're trying stuff on in the morning or, if we're hopefully doing it the night before, if we're planning and something doesn't work, I used to have a real habit of just like putting it back to the back of my wardrobe constantly. And you're just like, but actually really think about it. Maybe leave it out. Maybe put it on I don't know, if you've got another area that you can like hang it on a rail or maybe set aside a little area in your wardrobe and put it there and just have it as your like thinking rail. Because I think that's a really good idea as well. And if like, you've got 2 weeks passed by and you still can't fit this piece in any looks that you're trying to put together, I'd be a bit like, hey, it's probably time to go.
I found recently is I constantly in the bottom of my wardrobe is I have a bin bag that is the charity shop bin bag.
Yeah.
Where I'm like, because you can't go to the charity, you're not going to be dropping off things at the charity shop when you've got one thing in there.
Yeah.
But having that ongoing thing, that ongoing place where I can put things so they don't just go back in my wardrobe, because I'm so guilty of things, especially trousers, because I'm a short girl. Trousers that don't fit me and I'm like, oh, I'm going to get it tailored, never get it tailored. And in the end, I just buy a petite version that actually fits me. And I'm like, oh, well, now what, you know, it feels like such waste. And, you know, I'm really bad for my returns as well, because I think, oh, I can't be bothered to go down to the shop to return it, so I'll make it work somehow. And I don't make it work. You know, it will stay in my wardrobe probably for about a year before I finally go, let's cut our losses and take it to the charity shop, and someone else can give it a lot more love than I can give it, this barely worn piece of clothes. Some of us who are reluctant to chuck things away, I'd imagine you've had clients as well who are like, oh, but maybe one day I'll find something, some sort of event to wear it to. How do you like distinguish between, no, this is something that you should keep versus this is something that it's had its time to say goodbye?
Yeah. So this happens all the time. Like, people are really emotionally connected to their clothes.
Yeah.
Which I completely understand, because I'm a daughter of a mother with, she will kill me, but like, she's a hoarder. She doesn't like getting rid of anything. And actually sometimes I'm like, it's amazing because she's got some incredible pieces that I'm like, oh my God, Mom, like from the 90s. And I'm like, this is epic. But sometimes I'm like, no, it really is time to say goodbye to these things. But yeah, she feels really emotional about it, which I don't really have. So I can appreciate it, but I don't experience it myself. But I would say pieces to move on from would be, to be honest, things that don't fit anymore. And I think as women, we're so bad for keeping stuff and being like, oh, they're my skinny jeans or whatever. And, you know, trying to get, and they're jeans that we had when we were like 10 years ago, when our bodies change, we evolve, we've, you know, we're becoming adults. We are adults. And, you know, they might be jeans that you had when you're at uni. So I think things like that, I think actually for our mental health, like, let's get rid of the jeans. Do you know what I mean? Or things that just really are too small. I think that's when we can say goodbye to them. I think things that you've invested, you know, things, more expensive pieces, you know, that you might think have maybe gone out of fashion or gone out of style. I would be leaning towards keeping those things. Anything that's been an investment, I think keep them. You never know. Do you know what I mean? Like, something could come back round that could be really cool. Or you could even, which I quite like at the moment, which I'm seeing a lot of people do, is like, lend them to your friend for a bit. You know, do a bit of an exchange. Be like, do you want to wear this for a bit? Because you know, chances are they're going to be like, oh my God, I bloody love that. Like, let's do it. So, you know, those things I'd keep. And a thing that's like actually like got holes in, that just isn't really, you know, not good quality things. Because I think we spoke about that. I was like, again, this transitional age where you're really successful, your career's thriving, you know, you're wanting to be taken seriously. I think pieces that we've had in our wardrobe for a while that, you know, maybe a little bit fast fashion-y, a little bit cheaper, I do think we can start putting those to the side as well, giving them to charity and elevating, and maybe someone a little bit younger might enjoy them. So I'd say, be looking at timeless pieces that you've invested in, keep, even if you're not wearing them right now, or let a friend borrow them, or a sister, or whatever it might be. Keeping and getting rid of anything that is too small for us, or that actually just isn't very good quality, and that we can now start elevating because we're at that stage of life where we can.
Because I think this was a big problem for me when I was trying to do my declutter, is I looked through my wardrobe and it was like, dare I say the brand names, like a lot of things from Boohoo, Pretty Little Thing, that I probably spent a £5 on. They're just so shit quality. They're trend driven. I probably wore them for 3 months, maybe, if that. And then they're stuck at the back of my wardrobe. And obviously that's not the attitude I'm bringing into the second half of my 20s. It's, you know, those timeless pieces. But I think that can be difficult, making the transition when maybe you don't know where to shop. So girlies, mid-20s, they're going through this transition period. They want things that are higher quality, going to stand the test of time. Where are you shopping?
Okay, so obviously budget dependent, because I do still think there's incredible high street shops like your Zara's, your Mangos, your River Islands, you know, they are all fab, Arquettes and stuff. But if you're wanting to invest a little bit more, get pieces that are really going to, as you said, stand the test of time, I would go to Selfridges. It's got such a good range. Go to Floor 3 in Selfridges. Okay.
Floor
3 at Selfridges, and you're going to find your Marges, you're going to find your Sandros, you're going to find your denim area, which has got every single pair of jeans you could ever want. You're going to be finding your Frankie shop, you're going to be finding your Reformation. Do you know what I mean? Just your mid-range. So you're not, this isn't like high-end designer, this is mid-range, which I really do think personally, when you're hitting your mid to late 20s into your 30s, I do think it's just going to fit us so much better. It's gonna flatter us so much better. You know, because when you're young and you're a teenager, you can kind of pull anything off, can't you? But I think you are now looking for those a little bit more elevated silhouettes. And, you know, I think that's where you want to be going. And that's where you're going to be finding your slightly more, you know, professional adult brands.
When you're 18 and you're like, oh my God, I've got adult money. And you're like, I'm going to buy 20 different items from Boohoo, a Pretty Little Thing, because they're all super ridiculously cheap.
Yeah.
And, oh my God, isn't this amazing having adult money? You can just buy so much. And actually, like, no one needs, I don't know, 30, 40 crop tops in their wardrobe. It's just ridiculous. And like, I think part of, I guess, I don't know, maybe you don't agree because you're a stylist. You probably have so much clothes, but I guess a huge way that we can all avoid needing to declutter is probably being like more intentional with like what we're purchasing.
Yeah.
Finding new pieces to add to your wardrobe. Do you have any like tips of, I don't know, maybe you've done an online shop or you've done an in-person, you've gone to floor 3. What's your approach to adding things?
Yeah. So again, sorry, I'm so boring going back to this mood board again.
Yeah.
But with this mood board, it really is just constantly cross-referencing this. So I think, you know, if you've done this wardrobe edit and you've now got these pieces that are that you realise are necessary to create the aesthetic you want, then that's what you should be buying, those little bits. If you then start seeing, you know, 'cause this is a constant adding situation. As I said, I'm always saving on Pinterest, I'm always saving on Instagram. If I start seeing, oh, hang on, okay, I'm really drawn to this, I don't know, type of boot, but I don't have that boot, then I'm going to go and invest in that. So I would really suggest, don't buy on whims. Don't go on like, don't get me wrong, sometimes it's really fun to go out with your girlfriends or your mum or your sister or whatever and be like, oh, actually, no, I'm going to buy that. I'm not saying don't do that. But if you're really thinking you want to be adding to your wardrobe, you do have to think about it. And I would really start just thinking, okay, what's missing? And then go shopping with intention. And then you're going and actually you're going to research what type of boots you want to get. Because I did that before in the past where I would just go out and just buy something on a whim. And then I'd be like, oh, fuck, like I've seen another pair of boots I'd way would have preferred. Do you know what I mean? Which actually is really annoying. So what you can do once you've really identified what's missing is then be like, okay, now this is the fun part. Let's go find this pair of boots that I'm desperate for. And that's where you can go to level 3 of Selfridges and go try on all of the boots on that floor or, you know, all of the blazers, whatever it might be. So shopping with intention, I think, is really important. And you also don't need to buy something straight away either. You know, you can think about it and keep making sure when you're getting dressed in the morning, do you keep going, oh, okay, now I do really want those boots, or damn it, those boots really would be really good with this outfit, or do you know what I mean? So like really think about it. I mean, there is another thing that I use, actually. It's an app called Index.
Okay.
INDYX. I use this with a lot of my clients. And it's basically where you digitalize your wardrobe.
Wow.
It's incredible, this app. I really want my own app one day. But this one is not mine.
Speak it into existence.
Literally. And what we do is basically, basically put your whole wardrobe on this app. So it's quite time consuming, but it's really worth it. And once it's on there, it's literally like, did you ever watch Clueless?
Yeah.
So it's basically like it's like having a Clueless moment. So you can just like flick through. And what I do is like go onto Google like images and basically get proper like nice flat lays. So it's not, so you can take photos of your wardrobe, but I personally don't think it's not as aesthetically pleasing or like visually pleasing. So I like to actually go on, like photograph the thing, find the actual flat lay and put it in. So it really does look like you're on like a shop's website. And then what you can do is, what I do with a lot of my clients is I will then have access to their app and I will style looks on their app, and then you can literally schedule it. So it could be like, hey, Flick, I'm going on holiday. Can you style a load of outfits for me and put it in this like particular, like, I don't know, Barcelona file? And then they'll go into that and they can see all the outfits that I've put together from that. But what's also really clever about the app is you can add pieces. So for example, say I did want that pair of boots that I was talking about earlier.
Yes.
I could be like, okay, let's take the flat lay off Selfridges, whatever it is, or whatever brand it might be, and add it into my app and see how many outfits I can put these boots with.
Yeah.
You know, so you can really start seeing, okay, can I, you know, how many outfits, how many looks can I make sure, you know, or how many events have I got coming up that I'm going to wear these boots to? So that's also another thing that you can do just to make sure you're not, you know, splurging on random stuff which never gets worn.
That sounds like the best girl maths ever. Yeah. That you put it on and you're like, right, well, I can get 12 different outfits on that. So maybe the boots is £200, but divided by 12.
Cost per wear. Literally. Yeah, exactly that. So so it's quite clever.
I'm going to come on to real or not real. It's
Nice.
basically, I will show you a video from social media. You will let me know what your professional opinion is on this video.
My color, not my color. 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 My color, not my color.
What the big community question was, is colour analysis a scam? How do I know what suits me?
Colour analysis, no, definitely not a scam. I know a lot of people do it. I don't actually personally offer it.
Yeah.
Funnily enough, someone else asked me this the other day. I'm here for it if you're, a lot of stylists do offer it. And I think fab, that's like part of their thing. And I think it's great. I've never been mad for it personally, just because I go off vibes. And I just think like, wear a colour that makes you happy. I'm just, do you know what I mean? I'm just here for that. And I'm like, I think it's all about how something makes you feel. And if you're like going out into the world feeling amazing because you love a certain colour, I'd hate to be the one to be like, sorry, hun, that's not on your colour wheel. That's not on your colour chart. And you'd be like completely bummed about it. Or I remember even at the boutique when I, years ago now, some women who, were quite nervous about dressing or whatever would be there with their wheel chart and like making sure that each piece that they were picking up was, in this colour. And then they'd be like, oh, there's no colours that are my, none of them work for me here. And it used to kind of make me a bit sad. And I'd be like, I hate the fact you're so like stuck in this box if you've got to wear these colours. So, I think it has its place and I'm not like slagging it, but I just think for me, it's all about how something makes you feel. And if a colour feels great and it feels right, bloody wear it. Who cares whether it's not your colour or not?
I did like an online one just like out of interest, and it told me that I was a cool spring, I think, which is supposed to be like light, fresh colours, like the buttery yellows, the blues, the baby pinks, which I absolutely love.
Yeah, and do look fab on you. Well, that was like all of the looks we put together. Yeah.
But I think that was also going off like vibes.
Yeah.
Whatever, I'm like a pale blonde person, so it makes sense. But then what was absolutely like a do not go was a red, and I was like, oh my god, I love a red. Yeah. So I was like, fuck that, I love a red.
Exactly, you love a red.
Exactly. So it's like, God, imagine just saying, your favourite colour and being like, you can never wear that again for the rest of your life.
Literally devoed.
Yeah.
And and then no, actually I remember this person who I spoke to about, and she was said that this her friend actually was a stylist, and she told her she could never wear black. And but this woman loved her chic black outfits, like she's like such a vibe. And she said her friend would then always rock up in really chic black outfits, and she was like, I'm raging, like I'm really jealous that you get to wear all these cool chic outfits. She was like, no, this isn't fair. And I was like, well, wear the black if you want to wear the black. Like let's not feel like we're in any boxes.
That sounds like sabotage.
Doesn't it? I was like, it made me laugh. I was like, lol.
She looks really great in black. Never allowed to wear black again.
Never allowed to wear it.
Another question that we got is, what are the fashion and style trends you see emerging? Maybe ones that you maybe hate that are emerging, or maybe also love that are emerging.
So a funnel neck, which I'm wearing today. I love a funnel neck. I feel like they're everywhere at the moment. These kind of cool little jackets. I think they're a vibe. So yeah, I'm into that. What else? I would say brooches. I'm obsessed. Yes. I'm obsessed with the brooch. I absolutely love it. I think anything to like elevate an outfit, add an accessory. I think it's such a vibe. And I also think it's such a good way of, again, earlier when I was saying how if you want to elevate something that's maybe as high street, budget dependent, adding a little shoulder pad or cinching in, add a brooch. And you don't have to, you could even go and get a really cool vintage one, like go and get a vintage little designer one or something, or even like, sometimes like we've got a cool one in Parsons Green, actually. I don't know if there's any Parsons Green girlies listening, but under the bridge on a Munster Road, there's a really cool jewellery sort of warehouse showroom thing, which is all from like old films and TV shows and stuff. Anyway, it's like the cheapest gold jewellery.
Wow.
But it's amazing. It's like almost feels like a treasure chest. It's incredible. So like go there if anyone needs any like gold chains or anything. But they've got loads of cool brooches. Places like that, like even like car boot sales and stuff, you can find some gems. And just adding those to a blazer or like a jumper, I think is really cool. There's a really cool girl I follow actually, who you should all follow on Instagram, called Fuchsia Shaw.
Okay.
Do you follow her?
No,
She's
no.
so cool. She's a babe. She owns, her name's Amy Fuchsia, but she owns Fuchsia Shaw. And she did this really cool little TikTok and reel of basically using a brooch to if you're wearing like a lovely, like, for example, knit jumper with a white t-shirt underneath, you can kind of slightly lift up your jumper and like pin a brooch into it, so then it kind of exposes the t-shirt a bit.
Ooh.
I'm not describing it very well. Go to her Instagram, you'll see what I mean. So stuff like that as well could be really cool with a brooch. So yeah, funnel necks and brooches, I'm here for them.
Gorge.
Yeah.
Another question that we got asked: how to make a boring outfit cute?
Oh, okay, boring outfit cute. I would say accessories, layering, and like balancing. So I would say,
what's balancing?
so
Excuse
yes,
my ignorance.
no worries at all. So balancing is all about, so for example, if you've got like a really cool pair of like burgundy loafers, so this is actually a look that I did for a client today. She's doing something cool today, so I did this look for her. She's got these really cool burgundy loafers. She was wearing a kind of nice pair of grey tailored trousers. I then added this lovely shirt with like a kind of very thin burgundy stripe running through it. I then wanted to balance out the shoes and the burgundy detail on the shirt with like a nice little burgundy and silver detailed belt. So it's kind of like top and tailing your outfit to make sure you've got similar colours running throughout. So I always call that balancing. So just making sure you're not all like burgundy at the bottom and then absolutely nothing at the top. And I'm not saying be like super matchy where you're like, you know, it all has to be, you know, matching. But I do think it's nice, just like aesthetically, when you're looking at it, it's more pleasing to the eye when you're like, you've got those kind of, you're tapping into that colour a few places. Or, for example, you've got some silver earrings in, let's add a bit of silver hardware to the belt. Do you know what I mean? Something like that, just so you're kind of going, oh, it's kind of drawing your eye and being like, oh, this is an outfit that's cohesive. This feels
Pulled
enjoyable
together.
to look at.
Enjoyable.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And accessories, I'd say any simple outfit, whack a nice pair of earrings on. Glasses at the moment. I mean, I got you a really cool pair from Jimmy Fairley.
Oh,
They're so cool. Like they just, how much do they elevate an outfit? Like just make you look
unreal.
Also, by the way, I don't need glasses and I still wear them. Like I just wear the clear frames. Like you don't have to. Clear frames? Clear things. You don't actually need to have to wear glasses. So I would do that. And then, you know, whack a little like nice coloured knit over your shoulders or something. Just layering. I love layering. Layer up. That always like adds interest to an outfit. So even if you're wearing like a simple white t-shirt and jeans and a bomber, then pop a cool like colourful knit over the top and tie it around your shoulders.
Do you have a favourite place where you get your knits?
I mean, I love American Vintage.
Nice.
Probably my absolute favourite. It is a little bit of a splurge. They're not like super, you know, cheap, but they are gorgeous and they do the most incredible colours. They're so cool. So I'd say American Vintage I absolutely love, but also like someone like Arquette.
Yeah.
Great knits, really nice, thick, lovely knits. So I'd say that they would be my two tops.
So another question that we got asked was, which celebrities or public figures at the moment do you love for their sense of style?
Oh, Olivia Dean.
Oh my God.
I'm obsessed. Her amazing stylist, Simone. Wow. I'm just obsessed. Like everyone always says they sit on like TikTok the whole time that her stylist loves her. And it's so true. Like, fuck, she looks good. Oh my God. Everything she wears. She is someone who's so as well, like it just dresses for her. Well, I don't know her, but for her personality. Like I really feel like it's so her. Do you know what I mean? It like feels quite unique and
good, like feminine,
but not too try hard and not too like intimidating. Yeah. Kind of like, quite like simple, but in a really girly, beautiful, chic, amazing, epic way. Obsessed. I adore her style. I think she's absolutely killing it. I'm a huge Dua Lipa fan.
Oh, yes.
I love her style. Her stylist is called Lorenzo. I think he's worked with her literally since the very beginning, like over 10 years. I've been following their like style evolving journey the whole time. And I think they're just the coolest. I love how they're like such great mates. I watched something, I can't remember, was it on YouTube, but there's an amazing, I think it is, there's an amazing little video you can go see on YouTube where he talks through all of her most recent tour outfits. Wow. So if you're a Dua Lipa fan, a fashion fan, a Lorenzo fan, wow, it's so cool. Like the most incredible archival designer pieces, and they've worked with amazing fashion houses to like do all of her looks and stuff. And so that's really cool if you like that kind of thing. So yeah, she, for me, I love it. I love, because I like things a little bit different. I don't like, I like things to be a little bit wacky and a little bit out there, a little bit edgy. And so I feel like she just hits all those briefs. Margot Robbie absolutely smashed it. I mean, obviously the Wuthering Heights. I know, I can't remember the name of the stylist who did that, but he's amazing. I think she said he was a history major. So he was really into all of like the historical references of Wuthering Heights and was really like yeah, and you can really tell that through the looks, I think. So love her. Sorry, I'm really going for it now.
I love.
Who else do I love? I don't think if there's any like men. I mean, Jacob Elordi, his style, obsessed. Oh my god, I'm like, that is the coolest. He like has the most insane collection of like man bags. If you look at all of his outfits, every single outfit has the most insane like Bottega, like incredible Bottega bags, which I am just like in love with. Man bags, I'm into it.
Allow men to be more feminine. It's such a power move. Like,
and I feel like when you think of a man bag, you think of like a small man bag. That my stepdad always had this sort of like Prada man bag that we used to make fun of him of, but which is really mean looking back. But now, like, they're actually like Jacob, for example, is wearing like big, you know, like our big bags.
Yeah,
Jacob, my good mate.
Yeah.
He like literally has these big chunky bags, which I'm here for because I'm like, guys have shit to carry too.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, I love
Let them
that.
live.
Yeah. You said something about like you really like it when people push the boat out, and this is a conversation that I was having with a friend about someone who got married.
Yeah.
And their wedding dress was not my personal. We were discussing what they wore for their wedding.
Yeah.
Wouldn't have been something I personally liked. However, it was something that felt so them, was really pushing a boundary. And we were having this conversation. I said, didn't like the wedding dress. But that is the point. If you wear a wedding dress that everyone likes, surely you don't like it. Like if you're trying to be for everyone, you are being for no one. And I just truly, even though I didn't personally like that person's wedding dress or wouldn't wear it for myself, I loved it for them because I thought you have chosen that based on what you love, not what you thought everyone was going to be like, going to say was beautiful. I don't know.
100%. Yeah. So, well, brides, I mean, I work with a lot of brides, actually. It's one of my favourite things to do. It's just epic being there for that whole journey. And I always say that, I'm like, don't dress how you think a bride should dress.
Yeah.
Dress like yourself, but an elevated version. And obviously, you know, you're in your bridal era. Like you want to, you know, not everyone does, but a lot of my brides, they want to go all out. They do want to feel like a bride. But I'm like, that's great. But like, let's think, how do we bring this personality in, your personality into it? Sorry. You know, so if you are like an accessories girl, let's get that nice little neck scarf and, you know, let's get that, you know, cool pair of sunglasses. I don't know if you're getting married, Ibiza, for example, that one of my best mates did. I mean, she is just, this friend of mine, such a fashion girly, and she had every accessory under the sun. And I was like, I love this. And whether some people thought that was too much or not, I'm like, as you said, go for it. Like, because if that's what you would wear on a summer holiday, like whack it into your wedding outfit as well. Like, why not? Like, be that girl. I'm here for it.
Do you have any advice for any of the girls listening who maybe they want to be a bit more bold with choices? Maybe they're seeing their Olivia Deans or, you know, people that they think, oh, I love the way that they dress, but they've seen like things on their shopping list that are like, oh, I'd love to get that, but I don't know if it's too much. I don't feel confident enough. Do you have any tips for those girlies in finding that confidence in themselves to be a bit bolder, to be a bit more out there?
Yeah, 100%. So as we were saying earlier, no one's actually watching. Like, no one's judging you. And if they are, then they're not your mates anyway. And they clearly have a very boring life, because I think anyone that's judging anyone for what they're wearing is lame.
Yes.
So goodbye to them. And I think, no one's looking at you. Go out there. Just fucking go for it. We live once. Do you know what I mean? Like, if it doesn't work out, if it doesn't land, lol, funny. Like, are you kidding? I've gone down in history with my friends because I wore, basically call it my highlighter outfit, because I rocked out in a full neon yellow top skirt, like fully. I thought I looked so cool, like absolutely loved it. It was horrendous. We all laugh about it now. Give a shit. Like, it's funny. Do you know what I mean? So even if you do wear something and it doesn't land, it's hilarious. It's for the plot. It's funny. It's like a good story. But chances are you are going to wear it. You're going to feel great. You're going to look great. Your mates are going to be like, hang on, where's that from? Like, so I would just say, have the confidence. And if it doesn't work, just laugh at yourself. And if they're your mates, they'll laugh with you too. Do you know what I mean?
What is life if when you're older, you can't have, you know, your kids being like,
what the hell was that?
Yeah, what were you wearing? Like,
literally.
Or even you look back. I don't think you've lived unless you're looking back at old pictures and you're like, oh my God, what was I thinking?
Literally, it's about growing up. It's about like, and it's evolving. Like, we're all going to do that. I'm sure there's stuff now we're going to wear and we're going to look back in 10 years time and be like, what the hell was I thinking? Like, because fashions change as well. Like, I look back at pictures of my mum and she looks younger now than she did when she was like 20. I feel like, you know, that style in like the 80s that was like so strange. And they all look really old. And at the time she was like, Flick, this was like so trendy. I'm like, you go, girl. Do you know what I mean? Like, so yeah, I think you've just got to take that risk, realize you live once. And if you really want to wear something, wear it. I think, I think that we should all champion that for each other.
100%. And I think that also begins with not chatting shit about other people's outfits.
Yeah.
You know, like if you're someone who chats shit about other people's outfits, I think you are only setting yourself up for failure, where like you're chatting shit about other people's outfits. So you think that other people are going to be chatting shit about your outfits. So you're not going to be like bold.
Absolutely. Because also we all know, like when you're talking about someone, when anyone's bitching about anyone, it's because they're insecure themselves.
Yeah.
No self-assured, happy human is taking the time to be mean about anyone else. So it's like, yeah, it's all comes from insecurities, which is kind of sad. You just got to feel sorry for those people.
Yeah, no, 100%.
Yeah.
It has been an absolute pleasure and enjoy. And I know that like so many of the girls are going to have so many actionable tips that can help them, you know, in their personal style journey. So it's the end of the podcast, which means it's time for the question that I've been asking all the guests, which is, Flick, what do you wish every woman knew by the time she was 25?
Actually, just being your most authentic self is genuinely the most beautiful thing you can be and do. I think there are so many years that I spent dressing a certain way because I thought I should, or, you know, doing your hair a certain way, or being a certain size, or I don't know. I think you're so desperate to fit in when you're younger, aren't you? And be cool and be potentially this person that you think you need to be to, I don't know, be in a certain group of friends or whatever. But actually being you, and I mean that in like every sense of the word. So like yourself, you know, emotionally, dressing, being true to yourself and what you want to do in life, all of those things. The minute you start actually doing what you want to do for you, you are going to look and be your most beautiful, and you're going to attract the right people, because if you're not being yourself, you're not going to attract the right people. And I think it just becomes this whole thing of just, really aligning with yourself. And once you're aligned, I think everything else aligns as well. So just try and be you. And I know it's hard. It's not easy, but eventually I do think 25 is when you start getting to that point where you go, do you know, I'm good in myself. And because you can't keep it up forever not being yourself. So I think, the sooner you realize that, the more that the inner happiness is gonna flourish.
It's exhausting. It's exhausting not being yourself and trying to fit a box.
Yeah.
So I think that is what a lot of women need to hear.
Yeah.
So thank you so much for giving up your time today to come on the podcast. It's been an absolute joy.
Thank you for having me. I loved it. Thank you so much.